Hey there, parents! Have you ever wondered about the best way to help your child grow into a confident and independent person? It turns out that the words we use when we talk to our children can make a huge difference in how they see themselves and tackle challenges. You might have heard about using praise like saying, "well done," or "you're so clever" when your child does something great. But let's dive a bit deeper and talk about something even more powerful: encouragement. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you find our content helpful and informative. So what's the big deal about praise and encouragement, and how are they different? When you praise your child, it's like giving them a gold star for the result. It's saying things like "good job" when they finish their homework, or "you're so smart" when they get all the answers right. Praise is all about the end result, but it misses out on something super important: the journey and effort it took to get there. While getting a thumbs up feels good at the moment, it's a bit like building a tower on sandy ground. If kids rely too much on hearing how great they are from others, they might find it tricky to feel good about themselves when no one is cheering them on. Now let's talk encouragement. Imagine encouragement as the water and sunlight that help a plant grow strong and sturdy. Instead of just celebrating the final victory, encouragement shines a light on the effort, the challenges overcome, and the progress made along the way. It's about noticing and valuing the hard work your child puts into things, whether it's a complex math problem or learning to ride a bike. Saying things like, "I can see how much effort you put into this," or asking, "How do you feel about what you've done?" helps your child build a rock-solid foundation of self-belief. They learn to appreciate their own efforts and feel proud from the inside out, not just when they win or get things right. By focusing more on encouragement, we help our children develop resilience, meaning they bounce back stronger from tough times. They also learn to trust in their own abilities and feel genuinely good about themselves, regardless of the applause. So next time you're cheering on your little one, remember to highlight the journey, not just the destination. It's a game changer for their growth and self-esteem. Let's now dive into how this whole encouragement thing works in real life with a couple of stories about children just like yours. Tommy's Tower of Blocks. First up, we have Tommy, who's 3 years old and absolutely loves building towers with his colorful blocks. One day, Tommy's tower topples over and his face scrunches up, ready to burst into tears. Now, instead of just saying, "Wow, that was a tall tower," after it's built, his mum kneels down next to him and says, "Tommy, I saw how carefully you were placing each block. You're being so patient and creative." Even though the tower fell, Tommy's face lights up again, eager to start over, knowing that the fun is in the building, not just the finished tower standing tall. Sophie's storytime struggles. Now let's talk about Sophie, who's 5 and starting to read. She stumbles over words sometimes, which makes her a bit shy about reading out loud. Her dad, instead of waiting until she finishes a book to say, "Great reading," focuses on her effort. After she wrestles with a tricky word, he says, "Sophie, you worked really hard to figure that word out. I'm so proud of how you didn't give up." This makes Sophie beam with pride. She starts to enjoy reading time more, seeing it as a fun puzzle to solve rather than a test she has to pass. These examples show how tweaking our approach from praising the result to encouraging the effort and process can boost our children's confidence and joy in learning. It's about noticing and celebrating the little steps they take, the challenges they tackle, and the determination they show. This way, we're not just telling them they've done well, we're helping them see and appreciate their own growth and efforts. By the way, if you're looking for an amazing nursery to send your little ones to, check out our website at purplebeesdaynursery.com. Let's see if this skill continues to work for your older children. Meet Lucas and his art class adventure. Imagine being Lucas, a Year 4 student who loves art but feels a bit wobbly about his skills. When he looks around the classroom, he sees everyone else's art looking super snazzy, and it makes him think his work isn't quite up to scratch. But here's where the magic happens. His art teacher, a real superhero, spots Lucas feeling a bit down. Instead of just saying, "Nice painting, Lucas," at the end, she starts noticing the cool stuff he's doing along the way. She'd say, "Lucas, the way you picked your colors today was brilliant." Or, "I can see you've got a wild imagination with your designs." Guess what? Lucas starts to feel braver. He experiments more with his art, caring less about making everything perfect, and more about having a blast with his creations. These stories shine a light on something pretty cool. Focusing on the effort and the journey helps children find joy in what they're doing. It teaches them that it's okay to try new things, make mistakes, and grow. So when you're cheering on your child, remember to celebrate the hard work and creativity they're pouring into their adventures. So, why is encouragement such a big deal? Let's break it down. 1. Growing their own wings. Imagine your child is like a little plant. Encouragement is like the sunlight and water that help it grow strong and stand tall on its own. It's all about helping your child look inside themselves and figure out, hey, I did a good job because I tried hard, instead of waiting for someone else to say, you're great. This way, they start to think for themselves and feel proud of what they can do, all by themselves. 2. Becoming a bouncing ball. Life can throw some tricky stuff our way, right? Encouragement teaches your child to bounce back like a super bouncy ball. When they learn that putting in effort and getting up after a fall is what truly matters, they become tougher and more ready to face whatever comes next. 3. Believing in getting better. Here's a cool thought. Our brains can grow and get stronger, just like muscles. Encouragement shows kids that by trying hard and sticking with it, they can get better at pretty much anything. This is about believing in themselves and understanding that mistakes are just steps on the path to getting smarter and more skilled. 4. Bonding big time. When you focus on encouraging your child, talking about what they're feeling and how they're trying, it's like building a bridge made of chocolate between your hearts. Because who doesn't love chocolate, right? It makes your relationship stronger because it's built on respect, listening, and really understanding each other, making life all that much sweeter, making the magic happen. Switching from just saying, well done, to really talking about the effort and feelings behind what your child does takes a bit of practice. It's about asking them how they felt doing something, what was tough, and what they're proud of. This way, they learn to feel good on the inside about what they achieve, not just because someone else gave them a thumbs up. Embarking on this adventure from praise to encouragement is like going on a treasure hunt. It takes patience, a bit of effort, and a whole lot of love. But the treasure at the end? A child who knows their worth can face challenges head-on and feels deeply connected to you. That's worth more than gold, right? So let's get encouraging and help our children shine from the inside out. Now let's turn things around and talk about why encouragement is a game changer compared to the old school way of pointing out mistakes. Understanding the team players, encouragement versus criticism. Picture this. Criticism is like a gloomy rain cloud that can dampen your child's spirit. Even when we think we're giving constructive criticism, it can sometimes come off as just plain old criticism, making our children feel not good enough or even a bit defensive. There's a funny term for it, constructive criticism, which basically means trying to help someone grow by focusing on what they did wrong. Sounds a bit backwards, right? On the flip side, encouragement is like the sunshine breaking through that cloud. It's all about shining a light on what your child is doing well, how hard they're trying, and where they can grow even more. Instead of pointing out just the oopsies, it's about celebrating the effort and the journey towards getting better at something. Now here's the magic trick, encouraging self-evaluation. The really cool trick up our sleeves is teaching our children to do a bit of magic themselves, self-evaluation. This isn't about them marking their homework with a red pen. It's more like them being the captain of their own ship, understanding the seas they've sailed well and spotting the rough waters they want to navigate better next time. Imagine encouraging your child to think about what they did really well in a game or a task and then gently guiding them to think about what they'd like to try differently next time. It's not about saying, you should have done this, but more, what do you think about how you did that? This way, they get to learn the superpower of looking at their own actions, celebrating the good stuff, and figuring out where they want to grow, all in a positive light. They learn from the journey, not just the destination, making them feel proud and motivated to keep going. So parents, by swapping out the old map of criticism for the shiny compass of encouragement, we're helping our children navigate their way to becoming confident, happy, and self-reflective individuals. It's about guiding them with a cheer, a high five, and a, what do you think? That's the real treasure at the end of the hunt. Let's dive into a story about a little adventurer named Jamie who's 4 years old and has a big, bright world of learning ahead of them. Jamie's journey today is all about drawing shapes, a task that might seem simple, but is pretty huge in the eyes of a 4-year-old. Jamie sits down with a box of crayons, so many colors that it looks like a rainbow exploded, and a big blank piece of paper. The mission? To draw a circle, a square, and a triangle. Jamie's mum, who's like the guide on this exciting adventure, doesn't just sit back. She's right there, ready to turn this into a super learning moment. First, Jamie tackles the circle, which ends up looking more like a squiggly blob. Instead of pointing out that it's not a perfect circle, Jamie's mom asks, "What do you like about your circle?" This gets Jamie thinking not about whether it's right or wrong, but about what makes it special. Jamie proudly talks about the color chosen, a vibrant blue, because it's like the sky on a sunny day. Next, Jamie's mom encourages Jamie to try drawing a square, but doesn't show how to do it. Instead, she says, "I wonder what a square looks like. Can you show me?" Jamie draws something that's halfway between a square and a rectangle, but full of confidence and creativity. After they've explored the shapes, Jamie's mum gently talks about how each shape has its own special lines and corners. She asks, "How many sides does your square want to have?" This isn't about correcting Jamie, but making Jamie think and explore. In the end, Jamie learns so much more than just shapes. Jamie learns that trying and exploring are just as important as getting it right. And the best part, Jamie's mum made sure Jamie felt like the bravest artist and explorer throughout the whole adventure. It's all about discovering and learning together, turning what might seem like mistakes into chances to learn and grow. So this story isn't just about drawing shapes. It's about how, with a bit of encouragement and curiosity, every little attempt becomes a big adventure in learning, showing that it's totally okay to explore, make squiggly lines, and still be super proud of your masterpiece. Now imagine if, every time you tried something new or tough, someone was right there saying, "You've got this." Feels good, right? That's the power of encouragement. And here's why it's pretty much the best way to help your child shine. Boosting confidence. When you encourage your child, it's like you're giving their self-belief a giant high five. It helps them see that they've got what it takes to get better at anything they put their mind to. Growing a can-do attitude, encouragement teaches children that every challenge is a chance to grow taller, mentally speaking. They start seeing tricky tasks not as big, scary mountains, but as exciting challenges to climb. Lighting the fire of motivation. Instead of just celebrating the trophy at the end, encouragement celebrates every step along the way. This keeps kids pumped to push on and discover new paths. Building stronger bonds. When you focus on encouraging your child, you're not just their biggest fan, you're their trusted guide. This creates a super strong connection filled with trust and respect. So, how can you sprinkle encouragement into everyday life? 1. Spotlight on effort. Shine a light on the hard work your child puts into things, not just the finish line. It's about showing them that sticking to it, even when it's tough, is what really counts. 2. Guide with questions. Ask your child things like, "What part of your painting do you love the most?" Or, "If you could try another way to solve this puzzle, what would it be?" It's about getting them to think and feel proud of their ideas. 3. High-five the small wins. Notice and celebrate even the tiny steps forward. Did they tie their shoes a bit quicker today? That's a win. These little boosts can make a huge difference in how they view their journey. 4. Be a positivity model. Show them how to talk to themselves in a kind and encouraging way, especially when things don't go as planned. This teaches them to be their own cheerleader, even when you're not around. Switching from pointing out what went wrong to focusing on what's going right and how to build on it can totally transform your child's world. It's not just about making learning fun, it's about setting them up with a toolbox full of confidence, resilience, and a zest for taking on life's adventures. Encouragement doesn't just help with school stuff, it's about nurturing a happy, brave, and curious soul ready to take on the world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you find our content helpful and informative, your support helps us create more videos that make parenting and teaching a joy. For more information, visit us at purplebeechildcare.com. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you enjoy every moment with your children.